Hello and welcome to the show. We are here today on Forza Motorsport with some more multiplayer racing. For this time, we were using B-class cars. Now, they had to have small engines, so 2-litre engines or smaller. Naturally, I went for a rotary. I've got a Mazda RX-7. Now, the other rule for this one was that the tyre wear was going to be put on 6 times. Now, the reason why we do this is not to sort of force pit stops, but it's to kind of balance out the tyres. Race tyres are pretty much in almost every class on Forza, with the exception of a couple of very specific tracks. Race tyres are the way to go. The way the PI works, the soft tyres are just insanely strong. You would want them on every build. By setting the tyre wear to 6 times, it forces you to not be able to use the soft compound tyres. They just will not last the length of the races that we do. So you could build a car on race tyres on medium tyres that would technically be a little bit grippier, but be down on power compared to cars on sports tyres, which mine one was. But you also run the risk of the mediums falling off towards the end of a race if you aren't careful. It just throws up some interesting challenges when it comes to building a car, which, you know, is what we want when it comes to these sort of events. For our first race, we head to a slightly damp Laguna here. What will the very noisy Mazda be able to achieve here? It is very mildly raining, but it's nothing more than, you know, the very slightest of weather. All the RX-7s are together going into the first corner here. It's a lot of rotary altogether. The rotaries do get a little bit of an advantage. I say a little bit of an advantage, kind of. They're a bit... because, well, I mean, their capacity is very different to a conventional engine, so while these are 1.3s, they are more equivalent to a bigger engine, although, to be fair, the rotaries also don't exactly have very much torque. So, in this sort of a challenge, they're unlikely to be crazy advantageous. Now, mine is very light. It'll be lighter, I would imagine, than the two ahead of me. They've both got their respective wide body kits on. I have 255 tyres. They're not the biggest, but I'm hoping they are going to be big enough for this. Probably don't want to hit the curbs, though. Don't think that's going to be a good idea. I don't think this car likes curbs, particularly, as we run up towards the corkscrew. There is a skyline that is going... Oh, there was contact between the two RX-7s ahead of me. We will run down the hill. I'm trying to fire my car off the corkscrew there if at all possible, which it does go quite nicely. We're going to side past a skyline as it ends up out wide. Right, what can we do? I'm going to hazard a guess. We've got more straight line speed than the FD here. Oh, up the inside, lovely pass into the final corner. Just parked it perfectly, absolutely where I wanted it to. Parked it on the apex. There was no room for it, and it has got no straight line speed. We have more straight line speed than the car ahead of us. That is what we like to see. It looks like it's an Infinity leading the way. Of course, while, you know, the rule sets were for 2-litre engines, you can swap engines in, and cars like that, for example, can sometimes, or they normally have a V6, they can get smaller engines. I would imagine it is the 2-litre Honda engine in that one. Oh, nope, I'm out of shape all the way through there. Bad first sector for me. Did not quite get to grips with the RX-7. There's a big tussle going on for the lead. Now, that will help me if they continue to fight like that for any length of time. That'll do a great job in bringing Gliska into the fight, and then hopefully me into the fight there. We will run quite nicely through there. Yeah, don't hit the curb too hard. Longbow's Fiat, I think, is quite quick in a straight line, but I'm not sure. Up towards the corkscrew we go. It is now going to be a big group for second, I think, here. It's not going to be long until it is. I'm not sure if any of us have got an answer for Impega's car. I'm not sure what Impega's driving. It looked like the Calsonic Skyline livery, but I don't know if it is actually on a Skyline. Can't really see from back here. We've had a much better end to this lap, which is nice. Sylvia of some sort. Impega's driving. Oh, Sierra out sideways, clipped the grass ever so slightly. We've pulled away from the other rotary machine. It is Gliska now going for a podium spot. We are arriving with the other RX-7. Can the rotaries get a double podium? Could a rotary get a victory here? The Sierra wants to try and cut underneath Gliska. I don't want to give it the opportunity. The door was left open for me, and the Mazdas have worked together The Mazdas have very much worked together. So I'm not very good in this first sector. My car struggles a little bit more through here, but we're very fast in the second sector if we get it right. I just have to have a little bit of a check-up because I don't want to go side by side through here. We are set, though. Out the other side we go. How fast is the Sierra in a straight line? Don't really know. I don't think it's much quicker than me down the straight. We take a slightly different approach to that corner. A little bit slower on the way in, faster on the exit, which we will get. Gliska is going to go defensive up here. I've got a great run, but around the outside there is always going to be difficult, and we didn't need to. Gliska pushed it a little bit too hard, and that will drop me up into a podium spot. Can we chase down the Infinity ahead? That is the goal. Oh, that's a big hit on the curb. Massive two-wheel moment. Did not want that. Will not help me in terms of getting my car off the corkscrew, off the corner. We move into third. We've got a little gap back to Sierra. Nothing major. Now, I'm expecting, I don't know why, I'm expecting the Infinity to be quick in a straight line. I mean, normally that V6 is the best engine in the game, but of course it isn't running the 3.7 V6. I would say it's the best engine in the game in terms of PI. What's the word for it? Usage, if you will. But of course, yeah, it hasn't got that. It'll have a Honda, although admittedly the 2-litre Hondas are normally pretty good in Forza. Pega ran very deep into turn one. We are good under brakes. The Sierra was definitely there threatening, but in the end didn't really have to defend all too much. Impega is doing a bit of an adventure, but Impega's got a few second lead. They can get away without breaking into turn one with a little bit of an adventure on the dirt. I get crossed up on the exit there. Sierra's going to have a look, but you're not really... It's a small braking zone down here. You're going to struggle to get your car past. We are sliding about on the exit. I don't quite have as much rear-end grip as some of the cars I'm racing against, which does make life a little difficult for me. But we are quite quick in a straight line, and we are quite good under brakes, which makes us difficult to pass. I'm going to have to brake a little bit earlier, because I don't quite know where the Infinity is going to go on the brakes. Now I'm in a difficult situation, because I want to go all-out attack, try and move up into second, and I think if I can get past it, we could try and build a gap. But if I go all-out attack, we won't run the risk of being overtaken by the Sierra. Can I do exactly the same move we did to the RX-7? We get off the penultimate corner. It is to the inside at the final turn. We leave space just about on the outside for the Infinity. I've got the acceleration, I think. Now, I don't know about top speeds, because now we are leading the train. We are giving the slipstream to the cars behind. Down towards the first corner we go. We will go a little bit defensive down here. Oh, we're a little wide. I don't mind that too much. There's a little gap underneath because we can just open the steering up and then we're on the inside for the next corner. The RX-7, the other RX-7 of Gliska is now up into third. The Mazdas are second and third. Pega, I think, is gone at the front here. We would have to be many seconds a lap quicker than the Silvia if we were to catch it, which I just can't see us being. The Infinity has actually lost a whole heap in this lap. It has all gone a little bit wrong for Gibgov there. They've gone from second to fifth in the space of about 3 corners. And I'm now leading the way, and I've got to get into a different rhythm. I actually struggle with this sometimes. When I'm chasing a car, I get used to a rhythm that I like, and I actually really struggle when I find my way past in making my own rhythm all of a sudden. It's because we just spent so long in a train of cars that, yeah, it takes a little while to get the hang of it. We've got a bit of a shove into the corkscrew, but it's fine. We get off the other side. Everything is all right. We're definitely going to be letting Impega escape away now. We start fighting like this. Yeah, we are going to lose track of Impega, but that's okay. We were never really expecting to be able to hold on here. Come on, Mazda. Oh, that's too wide out of the final corner. We got a big 2-wheel moment on the curb. I think we'll survive it amazingly, despite the fact we brushed the dirt. We've got so much acceleration. We've got more straight line speed than the other RX-7. We are going to have to defend quite hard down into the first corner, I think. Gliska's going to wander a little bit wide. I might have been a bit too defensive. Can I get off the turn well enough to get across and take the corner? Not quite. Gliska is on a funky line down there. There's a little swapping of paint We're still going to have the acceleration. We are on a weird line, but so is Gliska. Through there, there is just space. Now, this is actually allowing Gibcorp to catch back up. The Sierra's got nowhere to go. Neither me nor Gliska can go very quick through these corners because we're stuck going side by side. Neither of us can use all the road. So Car Guy has a load of pace, might find a way past the RX-7 on the run up the hill, although they're going to be on a bit of a funky line up here. They do move into third place. It's a mad scrap. Can we have a lap of peace? That is the real question. Can we have a lap of peace? I mean, Impega's gone. Our fight here has been immense, and Impega has absolutely vanished away down here. Car Guy's going to have a look, but I mean, yeah, you're on such a tight line down there. They hit the curb. I do tend to swing out wide and come across on that one and come down for that corner. That's the line I like through that turn. They sort of shoved it up the inside. They're going to be so slow. Like, that's such an early apex for a car there. You're going to be so slow on the exit. I didn't realise they were going for it until it was too late. Unfortunate in that one. Unfortunate for the Sierra. We were having a hell of a battle. One more time around this Laguna circuit we go. Impega was in the fight. I mean, Impega had a good first few laps. It was manic for the first few laps. Once they got clear, they were just able to break away. I have now got to, try and just keep things clean, keep things smooth. I've been so locked in battles. There's quite a big difference going from racing in a pack, racing in battles, to sort of hot lapping. And as I said, I really struggle to switch my mind between the pair of them. And I think that's where I end up losing some of the time. When I do get past, I then really struggle to make the most of it. Because, I haven't quite got out of the battle mode. I'm really trying to not be... I don't want to be too aggressive on the curbs because I am worried about the car bouncing around. We've seen it get launched onto two wheels a little bit here. So we are, playing it a little bit cautiously like there. For example, the back end wanted to step out but didn't. Gliska's not quite been able to make the most of it through the exit of the corkscrew. They got a big slide. I haven't actually had a great run through there. Gliska is again having a look. There's not quite going to be the space to do that. We will keep the car in the middle of the road. Gliska can have a look. They're going to go for a cutback on the exit. I don't think it matters because I don't think they've got the pace. We've got to watch out for Javi. They've got a lot of speed in that BMW in a straight line, but I don't think it's going to quite make it. No, it's going to steal the Mazda podium. No, it stole the podium from the RX-7. Yeah, I think there is more time in that car. I think that car is very capable of a low 35. We were stuck in battles. I just struggled with the confidence running in clean air, really. That was the difficulty. Once we got there, I actually struggled to make the most of it. But yeah, that was good fun. Oh, well done, Impega. Stayed out of trouble. The manic rotary scrap went on for a little bit. I like the RX-7. It's good. It's a strong car. We had decent speed, good grip, lovely underbraking. Let down a little bit by the driver. I think that could go faster. I definitely think that could go faster. But yeah, sadly, not quite two Mazdas on the podium. What a shame. But well done. Well done, Javi, from so far back on the grid to get up to third. Oh, that's a long way back. That's not what I wanted to see. I didn't want to be around the corner. We're at Mid-Ohio for our second race. It is a glorious dry day. As I like Mid-Ohio. We've driven it a few times, and it always seems to rain. But yeah, it is a lovely dry race here. I feel like my car might be quite good at this track. It's small, it's light, it's agile, it's got decent acceleration. Oh, it's very busy up ahead, and there's a lot of cars all together heading down towards the hairpin for the first time. I don't know if there was a lag bubble on me on the RX-7 or whether they just lifted off the brakes a little bit in that one. It's got kind of hectic through the hairpin in all of this. We will get out of the hairpin. We'll try and just stay out of trouble if we can. I mean, that is really the goal for the first... I mean, we want to pick up as many places as we can. Impega's at the front of the field. We're not winning at this point from the back of the grid, and Impega, leading the way. We are definitely not going to be winning this, but if we can pick up as many places as possible, that's always good. Mid-Ohio is difficult to pass on, though. This is one of the toughest tracks we have in terms of overtaking. Or Maserati got on the curb and out of shape, and I will say thank you very much for that one. We do have, you know, a decent bit of straight line speed, which will make passing easier on some cars, but it's not like we are a total rocket ship. The penalties are broken. This game. We're having issues whereby the game just doesn't seem to save the settings. You can tell it something, and it does its own thing. So apparently, yeah, the penalties are... It's getting worse trying to set up lobbies in this. But basically, I tried to set it so we don't run the penalties. The reason is, while for track the limits would be okay-ish, A lot of the time the penalty doesn't fit the crime, and B, it is complete nonsense when it comes to contact. It just gives random penalties. Occasionally it gets them right, but more often than not people are very unfairly penalised. So we don't use it because it's just the least balanced thing in the world. So yeah. But now when you go to set up the lobbies, when you change a setting it reverts the penalties, and when I go to check to see if the penalties are there, whenever you go to check to see what the settings are, it reverts them. So I just don't know what's going on. I've had to try and set this 4 times and it's still apparently not right. That was a hell of a dive down to the inside there. Oh, we are caught up behind a BMW. This is not very fast over the top of the hill there. But there's not much you can do. It's Mid-Ohio. You have got to be very, very careful. Passing is very difficult. Made much easier when the BMW does that. Oh, we will side that car to the inside. Unfortunately, the little tag just straightened us up in the corner. Almost sent us wide, but we gathered it all back up in time. And that will put me into 9th spot. From right down the back of the grid, that is not too bad. I'm hoping we've got enough grip here that Chris cannot have a look past, and they cannot. We will get off the final corner. Oh, there was a, is it Celica or Corolla or something? Gone for an adventure. It was an RX-3. Went for a big adventure at the final corner. Oh, there's someone else gone off at turn 1. We will boot it through that first corner, and we are at the other side. We've got a nice safe gap back towards the BMW. That is, I say, what we wanted to see, really. That's nice. Now, can we get on the power? On the exit here we can. I think the 190E is pretty quick in a straight line, so we're unlikely to be outrunning that. I mean, we've got a proper touring car battle going on up in front of us here, which is always fun to see. Good old sort of DTM battle going on. Now, oh, Gliska on the defensive, very, very defensive through there. Got away with it, although, yeah, kind of sat up horribly on the curb and ended up just slowing both of them down. I mean, it's good news for me. This is what we want. This is what I want to see. Have them fight each other. The more they fight, the more it brings me into the fray here. And we will be a little mindful. This section here is where I've got the grip, I just don't have the traction. It's rear end stability I don't really have. The car is very lively. It's fast, but it really does like to kick the tail out as I try to get on the power. Yeah, the front end bites lovely through these corners. That's a bit of a tight line perhaps for me through there. Didn't really need to go for it. Oh, didn't like that. Really didn't like that. Don't know why. We went to go shift up a gear, and it just spat it sideways. Not sure why it decided to do that. I guess we sat up on the curb a little bit, maybe a bit too aggressive with the upshift for some reason. But yeah, that was a combination of bad things in one corner. It's a combination of bad things that I didn't expect, and yeah, definitely no time to do anything about that. I wonder whether, when we saw Longbow go off with the RX-3 at a similar place, I wonder if that is what happened in a similar way. Yeah, God, it's frustrating. It's a quick car, this. Very quick car, this. But every so often, something goes awry, and you can't quite be prepared for it. Not sure where I need to break down here. Now we're going to have to do it the hard way. Oh, Longbow's tried to get past the BMW, went very deep, but looks like they have at least pulled it up in time. Can we find a way past the Renault here? I'm not sure. This section here is super difficult to pass in. It can be done, as we saw when I got past Chris's BMW. Shadow had a go to the inside, but there's not a huge amount of room there. We're going to climb all over the curb there. I'm going to have to sit and be a little bit more patient back here. If we're going to get past Longbow, I can't afford to wait for too long in this train of cars. There's a little gap to the inside, which we're going to try and... So we want to try and follow, but they all stack up with one another. Now, yeah, it must have been just the curb, maybe. Maybe the combination of shifting and on the curb and everything is just enough to really upset my car through there, because that time around we were fine. It was all well behaved. Alright, out of turn 1 we go. It is quick on the exit. The BMW is going to have a go to the inside there. I might try and follow it. Oh, they are a little earlier. I keep forgetting this thing is astonishingly good under brakes. This thing has got fantastic brakes, which kind of scares the crap out of me sometimes, because I brake where I want to, and that's quite a lot later than some of the cars I'm racing at times. Not all the time, but I do occasionally get it wrong. But it is easy to outbrake yourself with this car, or I say get yourself in trouble, because it is very, very good under brakes. It does seem like Chris is not quite got the pace of the RX. I think the RX3 is all straight line speed and terrifyingly difficult to drive in the corners. It's like a fun battle going up ahead. I think that's still Gliska and Car Guy continuing their fight over 6th. Can we find a way past these two? Chris is going to be in an awkward spot, although Shadow might have been too busy trying to get past Chris. There was almost a door left open there. It's worth a try. It's worth a try to have a look there, but it was not quite able to do it. We will run through the next section. Now, can I? Yeah, I've got a lot of mid-corner grip there, but not quite able to put it where I want it to. Now, we have got a couple more laps to go. Chris is going to defend into the first corner, as you would expect. Now, they're both going to be slow on the exit here. This is a great opportunity for an RX-7. Longbow is adventuring again. This is a great opportunity for an RX-7 with a lot of straight line. Well, I say a lot, but with some good acceleration here to have a go. Shadow sent it to the inside. It's a brave move by Shadow. It's a good pass by Shadow there to get it completed. We are now on the outside of the BMW. See, I was contemplating having a go at Shadow, and then they dove to that inside, and yeah, that was a bit sketchy. We all made it work. Chris might dive bomb straight back again into the next braking zone. Does not. We need to get past Chris here if we can, because we are getting very much held up by the BMW. I think we're faster than both the BMWs. It's just Mid-Ohio is really difficult to pass on around here. We might get it around the outside here. We do. We've got so much more grip than the Z3. Chris has been just clinging on. That Z3 not quite working at this track, and it was only a matter of time, I think, until we found a way past. It was a little bit more forceful than we had been. We kind of knew we had to go, though, because Shadow was going to vanish. I don't think we're catching Longbow by the end of this one here, but if we want to get Shadow, we absolutely had to get past Chris then. We had no other option. Right, one more time around this circuit. It's been fun. I'm slightly annoyed at myself for a silly error. I just got caught out by the car in an unusual manner. But yeah, Shadow's made a mess at turn 1. I then got on the power a little too soon, excitedly, thinking we were going to have an opportunity there. Shadow made a mess on the way in. I made a mess sort of halfway round the corner there, which hasn't particularly helped. We're going for a wide line, so it's a bit of a different line to what Shadow's trying there. We're going for the try and launch it on the exit. Both are, but you can get around the corner quickly both ways. I don't know whether we didn't really make or lose any ground on that one. I think Shadow has a little more acceleration than me. I think we are a little bit better under brakes. I think we're a little bit better in the twisty stuff. Unfortunately, I mean, it's so difficult to pass in the twisty section here. We might be able to make the lap time up here, but can we find a way past Shadow at the end of this race? There is a penalty. We're not really counting those, though, in this, as it was a goof from me in the settings. If we're going to find a way past, it's going to be, and it could be into there. We're not quite close enough. It's going to be into the final corner here, really, isn't it? Oh, Shadow's gone wide. The pressure is on. as we head towards the final couple of corners. We've got to be very quick through here and hope that Shadow makes a mistake. Oh, I tried to get it across to the inside, couldn't do it. There was almost a gap. I just pulled the car across slightly too soon. Shadow defended well. I did everything I could. Yeah, could have and should have been better. I don't know whether we could have matched the top cars in all of that. I mean, we're in the 35. I think we could probably go in the low 35s. I just don't think we could do what Ollie was doing necessarily. I think we were doing like 35 sixes and we were kind of in traffic a bit. But yeah, that was it was good fun. It was good fun. It was a touch scruffy from me. Just caught out with one snap at the wrong time, and that was me done, which is a little bit of a shame. Would have liked to have been able to battle away with the likes of Gliska and Grumples and Car Guy and all of that. But we had a fun little tussle further back. It is so tough to pass at Mid-Ohio. However, yeah, good fun. Good fun battle. Good fun race. Yeah, I like the RX-7. I do very much like the RX-7. So, there we have it. The Mazda, I was very happy with. To be honest, I think that build worked absolutely perfectly for what I wanted. You know, at Laguna, we fought through the field. Impega ran away at the front. I don't know whether we quite had the pace of the leader. Little bit scruffy from me in a couple of... Once I got through the pack, a little bit scruffy from me. But yeah, the RX-7 was very good. At Mid-Ohio, I think we had a very quick car. I think we could have been very, very fast in that race. Started a long way down the field, and one mistake that caught me out really cost us. But we had, again, another very, very good fun race. I really like this vehicle. As far as the regulations go, I was very, very happy with the way the RX-7 performed. We had good straight line speed, we had good acceleration, and still a lot of grip in the corners. It was a very, very good overall car. So yeah, happy with this one. That though is going to be it for this video. If you would like to sign up to take part in the next one of these, you can via our Discord. There'll be a link in the description. Find the versus the community section and you can register to take part in there. That though is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, a goodbye.